I am back and 10 pounds heavier. I hope everybody had a fantastic holiday season and a happy new year. Today's episode is going to be a little bit different, as it's not actually going to be a part of our normal tutorial playlist. In fact, today's episode is a bit of an announcement and a bit of a show and tell. So, first of all, we're at 99 subscribers at the time of recording, which is absurd, seeing as I make niche tutorials for something that I never thought would get even 100 views. So, seriously, y'all, thank you for the support. So while a little bit early, to celebrate our 100 subscriber milestone, I picked up another project. Because nothing says a job well done like immediately doing more hard work. This project and the holidays are probably to blame for the late release of our next tutorial video, which I'll be working on immediately after publishing this one, so I'm looking forward to that in the near future. Since making my first custom system builder tutorial, I've been asked a number of times about how I make my meters and my graphs. And while I've always happily shared the resources about how to theoretically do that, making these graphs aren't only time consuming, but require a fair bit of technical know how, and even sometimes JavaScript becomes unavoidable, which personally I spent the first year or two of developing my system completely avoiding. Simply put, a lot of us use Custom System Builder to get away from doing a lot of coding, learning Foundry API, or just to prototype quickly, and I'm included in that. With that being said, I've made a module to help expedite making interactive graphs for your game system. For now, the module only covers progression clocks, as seen in Blades in the Dark, but are useful in a wide variety of circumstances. Of course, we'll be adding more graphs as time goes along, but I wanted to go ahead and get this out as soon as I had a working proof of concept that could add value to your system. I'll also admit it here, I spent 2 weeks working on this by hand before hitting some major roadblocks with not only JavaScript, but extending Custom System Builder, and I ended up having to turn to ChatGPT to help me power through the last legs of this project. I will be studying the changes that it made to get this latest version working before remaking it by hand, but I do feel the need to disclose the use of AI for the initial version. Our intro out of the way, let's go ahead and get into how to install and use this module. You can find the code on GitHub, and we use Mozilla 2.0 licensing to keep things open and friendly. But even easier, we can just navigate to our Add-on Modules tab in Foundry, click Install Module, and search for Syrizu's graphs. Currently, I only support version 12 of Foundry and version 4.6 of Custom System Builder, since this is my main environment. However, I will be updating to later builds in the near future. With our module installed, we can navigate to the Manage Module option under any world that Custom System Builder is the select system for, and go ahead and check Syrizu's graphs. I've added this to my actual system to verify that it works with existing systems and actors and didn't have any issues, but still, it's best practice to back up your data before adding new modules that interact directly with your existing data. With the module installed and activated, anytime we open the component editor, we'll see a new option titled SCG Clocks, which means everything is working as intended. From here, we'll go ahead and fill out the forms as normal. Yet I wanted to make something more than just being able to show a static clock. So if I go ahead and create a new actor, and refresh it with our clock, we can actually click to show how many segments are filled, or right-click it to clear all. Making interactive clock was already a great first step, but I still wanted to add new features that really integrated with Custom System Builder and offered a ton of customization to the users. For example, if I made a number field to represent this character's constitution, and I say the number of segments of the clock is equal to 12 minus that user's constitution, we can do that with CSV formulas in a way. That way, every actor has a different number of segments on the same clock. I will note that I only support between 2 and 12 segments on a clock, since clocks with just one side is just a checkbox, and more than 12 sides just got way too cluttered. Like other Custom System Builder components, the default option only works when the component is first rendered. Additionally, the size dropdown has a custom option. But just like size, I also wanted a custom color option for the segment dropdown. So both the segments and the background fill color are fully customizable, but I only support RGB and RGBA formatting as comma-separated values. However, both of these fields do support formulas, meaning that I could create a dropdown in my actors for players to use. Yet if that wasn't enough, I wanted to keep integrating further with Custom System Builder and allow the use of the ref function to get the number of filled segments back to use within other components, making this the main point of entry for game mechanics. Finally, I created a button in the component configuration menu that allows game masters to disable users from clicking the clock to modify its contents, in case they wanted to use external code like buttons to control the clock with set property and entity, which would allow additional logic-based controls. That covers the entire clock component, so I hope everybody has a great time with it, and I can't wait to be tagged in some cool projects in the CSB Discord soon. I'd also like to mention that I've opened a Ko-Fi or a Coffee account as a virtual tip jar. Of course, this is entirely optional and not expected, and I'll continue making free content regardless. But if you feel like pitching in, you not only be supporting me, but everybody who relies on this content to make amazing systems. For that matter, Linkflush also has a Ko-Fi account listed on his GitLab, which I'd also recommend giving a visit if you can. After all, none of what I'm doing would even be possible without him. While not listed on the Custom System Builder wiki, Martin also has a Ko-Fi if you wanted to donate to him. I'll go ahead and link all 3 Ko-Fis for you in the description of this video. Finally, I've been considering diving into other forms of content as well, such as talking about game design or how I write and design for my actual players, general Foundry VTT tutorials, possibly running games for the community, or maybe streaming some of my self-study or gaming sessions. I'd love to hear your comments on it below. For now, as always, thank you so much for your continued support, thank you for subscribing, and happy building.